You know a scene is legendary when everyone in it is about to explode with laughter, but isn't supposed to. That's what makes it even funnier. And if you have ever seen Life of Brian, you know exactly what scene we are talking about.
Siliosaurus or Biggus Dickus. What's funny about Biggus Dickus?
Life of Brian is a Monty Python film about a man named Brian who's born on the same day as Jesus, and thanks to a series of dumb coincidences, gets mistaken for the Messiah. Brian is born in the stable next to Jesus and spends the rest of the film caught in a whirlwind of religious hysteria, political stupidity, and mob behavior. It was a wild biblical satire that had people either laughing or picketing theaters. But despite its bigger themes, the scene people always come back to has nothing to do with religion. It's a simple moment where a Roman governor talks about his very close friend, Biggus Dickus, and what follows is a complete comedic chaos. Why does it hit so hard? Well, because the line between acting and real-life reaction becomes impossible to see.
Centurion, do you have anyone of that name in the garrison?
What you're watching isn't just a comedy scene. It's actors on the verge of totally losing it and trying with all their might not to. The film starred comedy legends like Graham Chapman, John Cleese, Terry Gilliam, Eric Idle, Terry Jones, and Michael Palin. But this particular scene was single-handedly aced by Michael Palin. He is one of those people who can do pretty much everything and still come across like the nicest guy in the room. Most people know him as one of the core members of the iconic comedy group Monty Python, where he played everything from deadpan straight men to totally absurd weirdos. But after the Python days, he didn't just disappear. He went on to become a world-traveling documentary host. But to us, he'll always be Pontius Pilate with a lisp. Before moving any further, let's clear one thing up. Yes, the scene was written in the script, the Biggus Dickus gag, the awkward silence, and the dramatic delivery. All of it was planned. But here's the thing, it didn't matter how much they rehearsed. Once the cameras rolled, something very real started happening. The guards were told to keep a straight face while Michael Palin, as Pontius Pilate, proudly repeated a name that sounded like a playground joke. And they tried. They really tried. But as you can see, they couldn't. They practically had to bite their cheeks to hold it back. At some point, even Michael cracked a little. It was like they were having their very own version of Try Not to Laugh challenge, minus the water in the mouth. Only one part of the script was improvised to keep the gag running.
He has a wife, you know. You know what she's called?
The name of Biggus Dickus's wife was originally Titus, but Michael came up with another great name, Incontinentia Buttocks.
Incontinentia Buttocks.
This wasn't a joke for the audience because, honestly, Titus was equally funny. This was a trap for the actors. Michael, being the absolute comedic prodigy that he is, waited until the perfect moment to drop it, just when his co-stars barely managed to survive the last round of giggles.
Anybody else feel like a little giggle?
And it worked. You can see them breaking character all at once. Some of them burst laughing, others turned red trying to hold it back, all while Michael kept a straight face. It was absolutely hilarious and one of the best acts Michael has pulled to date, because there's something endlessly funny about watching people try not to laugh. It's like watching a dam start to leak. The pressure builds. One snort, one lip twitch, and suddenly, boom! The moments feel real. They remind us that the men hiding behind stoic characters are actual people, just like us. And the second they break, it's like we are in the same room with them. We are not just watching a movie anymore. We are in on something conspicuous. That is also the reason why bloopers are often funnier than the actual script. It's why late-night show hosts breaking into laughter becomes a viral moment. And it's why the Biggus Dickus scene hits the right spot every single time. Michael has a secret skill, and it's not what you'd expect. He doesn't just come up with spot-on brilliant jokes. He sets a complete trap with his calm delivery and stone-cold face. Even his fellow Pythons weren't immune to this. Take the Dead Parrot sketch, for example. Michael Palin and John Cleese have performed it countless times. On TV, on stage, for politicians, for royalty. After all those performances, it should feel boring by now. But every once in a while, one of them breaks. And when that happens, it's even better than the punchline. Sometimes John cracks first, sometimes Michael does, but every time they go off script, even just slightly, the sketch feels alive again. That's the real magic of their dynamic. It's not the words, it's the interaction, the timing, and the little glances. It's more like sparring. Neither of them is after the spotlight, but rather setting each other off. So yes, maybe we are overanalyzing a scene about fake Roman names and grown men giggling in armor, but there's something timeless here. The script stops mattering, the performance becomes real, and the laughter is just contagious. It's perfect. And that's why a controversial film still made people laugh at a very absurd joke. That was it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Plus, if you've got a dad joke so ridiculous it could make a Roman guard lose it, drop it in the comments below. We are always on the lookout for the next Biggus Dickus moment. Don't forget to like and share. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.